Hi everybody, welcome to Flippinlicks episode 10. That's right, we made it to double digits. So hang in there. We just got 5 more to go, I believe, after this. So, yeah, doing good. Today we are on 107 beats per minute. There's birds trying to break into our house right now, so I'm distracted. But anyway, today we're at 107 beats per minute on the metronome, and this speed's getting a little tricky for me, which is weird because I feel like I can play the licks faster without a metronome, but I guess it's just being very precise with it that makes it a little bit harder. Then I've been extremely busy lately, so anyway, you gotta make do with what life gives you, right? So anyway, let's try the licks. Let's try the Zach Wild one at 107. Okay, now we're rocking. Let's try it. Sometimes it's good to get the meter in your head before you start. Right now we're doing 16th notes, so it's... Okay, let's try it. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's try it. Just getting kind of warmed up again. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. Bad last note. Let's try it again. 2, 3, 4. Alright, so a little rusty, but not too bad. I can definitely feel my speed increasing. And we had a band practice last night, and when we were just jamming and I was just kind of improvising, I could definitely tell that doing this exercise every day has helped my speed already. So even if I'm not as clean as I want to be, I know that I'm still making progress in my playing. So that's the cool thing about doing these licks every day, or making some sort of a plan for yourself, saying, like, I'm going to do this for 15 days or a week or whatever it is. Okay, so anyway, let's do the second lick. The Dorian shaped lick. There we go. At 107. Alright, let's try it. So that last part's really the part of the lick that's giving me trouble, so I need to spend more time on that. But let me try it in a different key. So let's go up a fourth to the key of A. If you remember how we did that, we started here, down a string, find out what this note is, which is A, and go down to the key of A and play it. All right. 1, 2, 3, go. Pretty beastly jump right there. So. Alright, so anyway, we're just going to keep trugging along. The days that you have time to practice, like for me, it's better to make as much use of that time as I can, because some days that you don't. And then when you're doing a video series, it might hurt you if you're trying to get faster to look every day. So anyway, I still think I'm doing pretty good, and we're going to get through this thing. So hang in there with me. Alright, so for the rest of the lesson, I'm just going to give you a quick, just kind of a little small theory lesson. And what we're going to be talking about is just regular major chords and kind of the theory behind them. So we're going to talk about the major scale, and then the chords themselves, and what notes from that scale make up a chord, a major chord. Okay, so what we're going to start with is just the regular major scale. Alright, so I'm just going to play that in the key of E up the E string. You might know that from a kid singing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's what scale that is. So there's 7 notes, and I played 8 because the last one is what's called an octave. So this is an E, this is also an E, so that's an octave above where we started. Alright, so we're going to give each one of those notes a number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so when you talk about chord theory, you're going to use those numbers to talk about what degrees of the scale, or what notes of that scale, are in a chord. So a major chord consists of the 1, the 1, the 3, or the major third. You find this is a very important note for major chords or major scales. The major third is kind of what distinguishes a scale as major or minor. Either the major third or flat third is minor. Okay, so anyway, it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 1, 3, 5. So that would be an E major arpeggio. So, and you could do that on any string if you wanted to find out what notes are in an A major chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. Okay, so any of these basic chords that you've learned probably right when you started playing guitar, G, D, C, A, E, F, all these chords are just major chords. They only have 3 notes in them. But you might say, well, Joe, you're playing more than 3 notes. Well, what's happening is you're just doubling up some of those notes. So let's look at this G chord right here. You have a 1. This note is a G, right? The third of a G is a B. Do, re. Okay, so 1, major third, and then the D is the 5th. So you have a 1, 3, 5. So those 3 notes by themselves make a major chord. Alright, so what else do you have? The next note's a G, so that's another 1. The next note is a B, so that's another major third. And the last note is another G, so you have another 1. So the degrees of the scale inside of this chord are 1, major third, 5, 1, major third, 1. So only 3 notes makes up the major chord. Okay, so you could do that with any of these chords. C is the 1. E is the third of C. G is the 5th of C. Okay, so you have a 1, 3, 5, another C, 1, and another E, which is the major third. So you have a 1, 3, 5, 1, 3. You can do that with all your major chords. Now, how would you make a major chord minor? So this is what I want to talk about today. Making the notes that make up a minor chord are 1 flat 3 and a 5. So what we were playing is a 1 major third and a 5. So 2 of those stay the same. 1 of the 5 stay the same. But you can play the 1 and the 5 of any chord, and that's what's called a power chord. Okay, so we're just to get to the major chord of the minor chord, we're going to flat the third. Okay, so here's our major third, and that's G triad. Put a flat on it. So that's not the normal way you'd probably play a G minor, but that would constitute a G minor. I like playing it this way, which is second finger, third fret of the top string, mute the A string with your middle finger of this hand, open D string, third fret, third finger of the G, and then the second string, third fret with your pinky. Okay, so anyway, that's how you get from a scale to a major chord and then making a major chord minor, just flatting the third. Okay, so hopefully that helps some of you. If you already knew that, good for you, and email me what you don't know. Alright, so you guys have a good night. I'm going to try to do a video tomorrow, but I'm going to be in LA, so I'm not having my guitar, so I'm going to have to try to find one, so it's kind of like a project for me. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it or not, but I'm going to give it a shot. Hope you have a good night. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.